Hey everybody, today we actually have the full line of Paper Moon's coffee. Brian over at coffeehousing.org sent their full line to me. We have also the Honduras sitting behind me, but we've already done a video on that. I've actually been pulling delicious shots with that. Had a friend over and they thought it was one of the best lattes they've ever had, so I'm excited to try these out. We have the Ethiopian, the Colombia, the Nicaraguan, the Helios Espresso Blend, a Rwanda single origin, and their Geisha blend, which I'm kind of excited about since they say it tastes like Fruit Loops. And the other people who got these sample kits also said it tasted like Fruit Loops. Don't know what that means, but we'll see. I'm actually going to be doing a cupping first. If you've never heard of cupping, you do a small portion of coffee in each of the glasses and add some water. You let it sit for 5 minutes, you break the crust, let it sit for another 5 minutes, then you slurp the top liquid, and you can kind of get a good idea for what the bean actually tastes like without any issues with channeling or extraction. You can do it in different ratios, but we are going to be doing 3 grams in each of these cups, 55 grams of boiling water, and we're going to give them a try. So let's get beans in this cup. So now that we got the beans on the table, some first impressions. Like I said in the last video, I've never actually had a decaf before. They are much darker than beans I've seen in the past that were quote-unquote medium roasted, or maybe even light roasted. Apparently when you do the decaffeination process, it actually causes oils to kind of surface more than just a light roast or a medium roast. The blend, the Geisha blend, of course, has two-toned colors to it because it is a blend. And the Rwanda smells interesting. I've never actually smelled a coffee that smelled like it did. But now we're going to grind these coffees. You will do almost like a finer V60 grind. I'll have a video showing kind of what it looks like. But once they're all ground, you add the water, and I will see you then. Alright, so we got all the coffee ground. One thing I noticed was the Nicaraguan had a lot of chaff I think, and the Rwanda was the lightest roasted coffee I've probably ever seen. Actually, in the meantime, I'm going to pour this real quick and do 55 grams. Gotta concentrate for this. But no, I actually went and pulled a shot of the Rwandan because I was so curious about it, just from how it looked. Completely under extracted it, flowed way too quick, channeled a bit, so we'll have to revisit that. But the taste is definitely like the lightest I've ever had, and not in a bad way. It is definitely developed enough. It doesn't taste grassy, and I think that's actually the smell I was thinking of when I had first opened the bag, was like a grassy smell, like something you'd get from a fresh roast. And these were roasted, I believe, on the 9th, so they're actually quite old at this point. You don't have to do anything fancy when you cup. Just add the water. It's better to put a lid on it, but I don't have that. And these are double-walled cups, and you can do them with regular cups too, so I'll assume the trade-off is equivalent. So when I say break the crust, you'll see after a few minutes that a layer of coffee will form on the top. You just want to get a spoon and kind of push it back and forth, and everything will sit, and you let it sit for another 5 minutes. So I'm going to let these sit. We'll break the crust, and we will reconvene in 10 minutes. Alright, it's been 10 minutes. I actually haven't tasted any of these, but I'm just going to sit down and kind of do a live reaction here. I don't know if that's boring or not, but this is the Geisha blend. I'm actually going to reference these notes. I don't know if that's cheating, but I'll say if I can taste what they're saying they taste, or I taste something else. This one they say is floral, tropical fruits, apple jacks, and Fruit Loops. So something really like a fruity, sweet taste. And this one, I definitely need to try it as an espresso, because I don't get too much of, I don't know what. Next one. Okay, so I pulled the Rwanda shot and messed up, and I definitely get like a strawberry, banana-ish, and like a chocolate. They say they have blueberry in it. But I'm not too sure where the blueberry is. The blueberry I know is more of like a very hearty, like raw blueberry taste where you just kind of get a bunch of blueberries and chew on it and like the flesh. That's kind of what I know by blueberry. This is the espresso blend. I don't imagine this is gonna taste too good, but in the notes they say is sea salt, oranges, and silk. Now, I don't know what silk tastes like, but I assume it'll be clear in a drink. Not bad though, it is good. Got a glass of water between these. Okay, the decaf, which I've never had a decaf, says almond, grapes, and champagne. Try that. So, I don't know what I'm tasting. It's probably the decaf process. It's not bad, but it definitely tastes different than I'm used to. I kind of see the grape, but not bad though. Not too sure. I'm really bad at doing tasting notes for coffee because I haven't actually ever done like super in-depth tastings like this. And now Ethiopia. This is my favorite origin of coffee. This has can't read it upside down. It's too small. Dark chocolate. I think that's banana. Berries and stone fruit. So kind of your generic Ethiopian. Now, if you told me this tasted like Fruit Loops, I'd believe you there. It kind of tastes like a water version of the milk left over after a bowl of cereal. Instead of milk, it's water. That's really good though. And I can't see it. It's more like a cocoa than a dark chocolate. I'm gonna go back through these one more time just to kind of see if it's developed anymore. So this is the geisha blend again. Okay, something did change in the meantime. I'm definitely saying what they mean by Apple Jacks and tropical fruits. Okay, let's see if there's blueberry now. These have probably been sitting 15 minutes now. I don't know what the cupping specifications are, but I think this is okay. There's like a window you can do it. Nah, I don't really get the blueberry. Definitely the banana and like a light strawberry taste. It's more like a strawberry juice, not like a fleshy, fresh strawberry. Again, espresso blend. I imagine that's probably going to be my favorite when pulled in a milk drink. Well, I got some grounds in that one. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. This is their darker roasted one. I imagine it'll be pretty good as a milk drink. Man, that decaf, there's something funky going on there. No, Ethiopian. Again, that's definitely my favorite out of the bunch. Well, I'm gonna pull lots of shots of coffee. I don't know if I'll be able to dial all of these in. It's quite a bit, and it usually takes me 4 or 5 drinks to get it to where I like it. This needed to be ground much finer than I was used to. So I'll try this one again, see if I can get it tasting pretty good. And these rest will follow suit. I'll be back here to kind of give my final thoughts. Alright, so I actually decided to do a voiceover for these shots. This first one was the Helios Espresso Blend. I did this 18 grams in, 38 grams out in around, I think about 33 seconds at 197 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very good. The Honduras was my favorite, and then this probably takes the cake. It's almost more of like a traditional espresso, but still maintains like kind of those lighter notes without being smoky or roasty. So it's a very good blend. It'll probably replace my Honduras. Actually, I think it has some Honduras in it, but this was really good. Now, the next shot that I did was the Geisha blend. I did that at 194 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 in, 40 out. I used the same espresso profile as the last one, which was the LRV2. Actually, all of these I did Damien's LRV2 profile on the Decent espresso machine, except for the Rwanda, which I did a blooming. But for the Geisha blend, I wasn't able to get too many great flavors out of it, but I didn't really have enough beans to kind of push it to its limit. I definitely think I would probably gotten something if I had maybe 200, 300 grams to dial it in. In milk, it wasn't awful, but as a straight shot, it was. I like acidity in coffee, but honestly, it was too acidic for me. So, still liking the Helios Espresso blend the most. As I said, the Rwandan, I did a blooming espresso, but what's funny though, I forgot to put a cup underneath this. So the shot started, a few drops started coming out, and then I realized I didn't have a cup underneath it. So what I did was I paused it and switched over to a default profile and hit start, and kind of finished the shot like a really long blooming, or maybe a longe shot. Because of that, this shot was really bad. But subsequent shots, you kind of got that banana taste in the cup that you had in the tasting, but still probably a little too overpowering for me. It was kind of difficult to get the best flavors out of it as a straight shot. So same case as the Geisha, probably needed a little bit more coffee to actually dial this in. And there's my hand realizing, oh, you don't actually have a cup. And I was chuckling throughout this whole thing. But you can watch the shot. It actually doesn't pour awfully, but remember your cup. Now it's time for probably my second favorite coffee, or third. Honduras and this one, which is the Nicaraguan, are probably tied. If I had to rate them, you have the Helios blend, which is right in the middle. You have the Honduras, which is more on the fruitier end of an espresso, but still kind of maintains that traditional flavor. And then the Nicaraguan, which is the darkest roast Paper Moon does, but still maintains, again, nice level of balance in the roast. Not too roasty, not too, like, there actually is no roastiness or ashiness to it. It's really good, but it's on the darker end. So if you like a more traditional espresso without it being roasty or overpowered, this is probably what you want to get. If you're looking for a more traditional blend, maybe a little bit on the third wave side, because it kind of has sort of that citrusy taste to it, Helios is definitely going to be your go-to. And if you're just wanting a more fruity, still chocolatey espresso, the Honduras is what you're going to want, but this was delicious as well. And this was 1838 at 197 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it took around 33 seconds or so, like the rest of them. And now this last one, I didn't pull all the coffees, just I didn't have time. The only one I didn't do was the decaf.
This is the Ethiopian. I did 18 grams in, 40 grams out at 194 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the same profile that I'm pulling with the Onyx, what is it called? The Bombay Natural, which is really strawberry, really floral, delicious. This one kind of is reminiscent of that. It's very floral, has some of those fruity notes to it. This one was, again, kind of hard to extract fully or to its full potential. All these shots flowed pretty well in my opinion. This one channeled a little bit, or rather flowed from one side. That's a product of how I do my puck prep. I always tend to have one side slightly higher than the other, and that's the product of what you get. But the shot flowed well. It was too overpowering as a straight shot, and Milka was okay. But yeah. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. I know, I think this is about 16 minutes long, is a long time for me to ramble. Hopefully you learned a little bit. Hopefully you just enjoyed the B-roll and or espresso shots at the end of this video. Definitely give Paper Moon a shot. Their coffee is really good. Reach out to Brian if you want a discount code. Not sure if I can give that out. There's one floating around, but hope you like it. Thanks guys.